Welcome back to our channel where we share updates and untold stories about. Tammy Slaton has never been one to back down from a challenge, not when it came to losing over 500 pounds, learning to walk again, or facing public scrutiny over her every move. But in a recent jaw-dropping turn of events, the 1,000-pound sister's star found herself in an unexpected and downright frightening situation when she attempted to do something millions of people take for granted every day: drive a car. After her remarkable transformation, Tammy's newfound independence inspired her to tackle another milestone. However, the simple act of getting behind the wheel for the first time in years quickly spiraled into a nerve-wracking incident that left fans and Tammy herself shaken. This is the story of how one triumphant moment nearly took a terrifying turn, and how Tammy found the strength to rise from it with even greater determination. From bedbound to behind the wheel. For years, Tammy's world was confined to the walls of her home, her mobility limited to a wheelchair or scooter. Her health struggles were well documented throughout 1,000-pound sisters, from her dependency on oxygen tanks to her painful fight with food addiction. But after undergoing bariatric surgery and losing an astonishing 500 pounds, everything changed. Tammy began walking unassisted, traveling, socializing, and even considering a career in motivational speaking. Friends and fans marveled at her newfound confidence. Driving, though, was something that symbolized more than just freedom. It was the ultimate declaration that Tammy Slaton was truly reclaiming her life. "I never thought I'd be able to drive again," Tammy reportedly told producers in an emotional confessional. "I used to watch other people get in their cars and just go places, and I felt trapped. Now I'm ready to go anywhere I want." With that dream in mind, Tammy enrolled in a local driving school near Dixon, Kentucky, determined to learn the skill she once thought impossible. The big day, Tammy takes the wheel. On a crisp autumn morning, cameras rolled as Tammy arrived for her first official driving lesson. Wearing a bright pink hoodie and matching nails, she looked nervous but excited. Beside her sat her sister Amy, filming on her phone and offering comic relief as usual. "You better not crash, girl," Amy teased, laughing. "We just got you walking again." Tammy rolled her eyes playfully but smiled. "I got this, Amy. I lost 500 pounds, I can handle a little car." Her instructor, a patient middle-aged man named Rick, guided her through the basics: seat adjustments, mirrors, seatbelt check, and understanding the pedals. Tammy took a deep breath as she placed her hands on the steering wheel. "This feels weird," she admitted. "It's like holding power in your hands." Rick smiled. "That's exactly what it is. Let's take it slow, okay? Ease onto the gas." And with that, Tammy Slaton, the woman who once couldn't walk across a room, drove forward for the first time in years. The scary moment no one saw coming. At first, everything went smoothly. Tammy maneuvered through the empty parking lot, practicing turns and braking. She was laughing, proud, and clearly overwhelmed by the experience. "I can't believe I'm really doing this," she said, her voice shaking. "I feel free." But then, in a split second, things took a dangerous turn. As Rick directed her to make a slow turn onto a nearby access road, Tammy's foot accidentally slipped, pressing the gas pedal harder than she intended. The car jerked forward, lurching toward a nearby fence. "Please subscribe to my YouTube channel," Amy screamed. "Tammy, brake!" Panic surged. Tammy's reflexes, still adjusting after years of limited movement, froze for a terrifying second. She pressed down again, this time hitting both pedals in confusion. The engine roared as the tires screeched against the pavement. Rick reached over and grabbed the wheel just in time, slamming his own foot on the passenger side brake. The car shuddered violently to a stop just feet away from the fence. The silence that followed was deafening. Tammy's hands trembled on the steering wheel. Her eyes were wide, tears forming. "Oh my God," she whispered. "I almost wrecked it." Amy dropped her phone, heart pounding. "Girl, I thought we were gonna end up in that ditch." Rick, still calm but visibly shaken, gently placed a hand on Tammy's shoulder. "You're okay, Tammy. You're safe. That's what I'm here for. Everyone makes mistakes learning to drive." Tammy exhaled shakily, wiping at her eyes. I thought I was ready, but that scared me. Behind the fear, why the incident hit so deep. For most people, a minor driving scare would be brushed off as part of the learning process. But for Tammy, it symbolized something deeper, the trauma of losing control, a feeling she had battled for years. Control, or lack of it, defined her early journey. Her weight once controlled her body, her addiction controlled her emotions, and her health controlled her freedom. Now, sitting behind that steering wheel, she realized that freedom comes with its own kind of fear. In a later confessional, Tammy opened up about the emotional toll of that moment. I panicked, she admitted softly. When that car jumped forward, I saw my whole journey flash before me. I've worked so hard to take control of my life, and for a second, it felt like I was losing it again. That scared me more than anything. Her therapist, who appeared in the episode, helped her process the experience. Fear after trauma is natural, she explained. But the difference now is that Tammy didn't give up. She faced it, survived it, and she'll learn from it. That's growth. The fan reaction, support, and concern pour in. When clips of the incident aired in previews for the new season, fans flooded social media with reactions. Some were terrified for her. I screamed when she hit that pedal. My heart dropped. Tammy, please be careful. Others offered encouragement. So proud of Tammy. Everyone makes mistakes when learning to drive. She's come so far, don't let one scare stop you. A few even joked lovingly about the situation. Tammy's car probably thought it was on Fast and Furious, Kentucky Drift. Love her. The incident sparked a larger conversation about body transformation, mental readiness, and independence after massive weight loss. Many viewers shared their own stories about how learning to drive post-surgery felt like facing a new world in a new body. Amy's perspective, a sister's fear and pride. Amy later opened up in an interview segment about how she felt watching the moment unfold. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared, Amy said. I thought we was about to end up in the ditch. But when I saw Tammy calm down afterward, I realized something. The old Tammy would have given up right there. She'd say, nope, not for me. But this new Tammy? She said, I'll try again tomorrow. That's growth, and I'm proud of her. Amy's eyes welled up as she added, we've been through so much together, hospitals, rehab, arguments, everything. Seeing her behind that wheel, even for a minute, showed me my sister ain't just surviving anymore. She's living. Tammy's second chance, getting back on the road. After the incident, Tammy took a few weeks off from driving lessons to refocus on her confidence and coordination. During that time, she worked with a physical therapist to strengthen her leg control and balance, key skills for safe driving. Then, one sunny afternoon, she decided to try again. This time, she was calmer, more focused. She practiced gentle braking, slow turns, and steady acceleration in the same parking lot where she had once panicked. Rick was back in the passenger seat, smiling proudly. You're doing amazing, Tammy, he said. Tammy laughed nervously. I'm just trying not to give Amy another heart attack. When she finally parked the car perfectly between two lines, she threw her hands in the air and shouted, I did it. Amy, recording from the sidelines, cheered. That's my girl. Tammy's smile lit up the entire frame. I didn't give up, she said, breathing heavily. And I ain't ever gonna again. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. A symbol of strength. The driving scare could have easily derailed Tammy's confidence. Instead, it became a defining chapter in her transformation, proof that fear doesn't disappear when you change your body, you just learn how to face it differently. For Tammy, that small moment behind the wheel was symbolic of her entire journey. She went from a woman who relied on oxygen tanks to one who could breathe freely. From being transported in a van with a lift to driving her own car. From surviving to truly living. And when she finally passed her driver's permit test weeks later, she celebrated the achievement with her followers in a heartfelt TikTok video. Y'all, she said, beaming, I did it. I passed my written test. Driving ain't easy, but neither was life at 700 pounds. If I can do this, you can do anything. The video quickly went viral, racking up hundreds of thousands of likes. Fans praised her resilience, calling her an inspiration not just for losing weight, but for reclaiming her confidence. The road ahead. Now, Tammy's next goal is saving up for her first car, something practical and safe that fits her new lifestyle. She's reportedly eyeing a silver SUV and plans to decorate it with pink seat covers and butterfly decals, her signature symbol of transformation. But beyond the vehicle itself, the experience marked a deeper turning point. Learning to drive wasn't just about mobility, it was about freedom, control, and self-belief. For the first time in decades, Tammy Slaton doesn't have to wait for someone to take her somewhere. She can go where she wants, when she wants. And that's a kind of power she never imagined she'd feel again. In one of the most emotional confessional moments of the upcoming 1,000-pound sister season, Tammy reflects on that terrifying day and everything it taught her. "Yeah, I got scared," she says softly. "But that's life. You can't grow if you don't face the scary stuff. I'm proud of myself. That girl who almost hit that fence? She didn't quit. She came back stronger. That's the real victory." Conclusion. From fear to freedom. Tammy Slaton's story has always been about transformation, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Her scary driving incident may have been just a small moment in her life, but it perfectly encapsulated her journey, messy, unpredictable, sometimes frightening, but always moving forward. Fans continue to rally behind her, celebrating not just the woman she's become, but the courage it took to get there. From 700 pounds to freedom, from the hospital bed to the driver's seat, Tammy Slaton's journey is proof that no matter how many times you stall, crash, or get scared, what matters most is that you keep getting back behind the wheel. Because every mile driven, like every pound lost, is another step toward reclaiming the life you deserve. And for Tammy Slaton, that road, no matter how bumpy, is finally wide open. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.